right, what do you want? You want prosperity? Well, everybody keeps using the word prosperity. They're misusing the word prosperity. They're push that aside. Let's come up with another word till we can bring prosperity back, because that's what's happening in this generation. They keep flipping the words and making them mean stuff. Do you want to be sleep? Do you want to be woke? Da da da. Tell you what, let's use abundance for a while. I think we all want to see that. Don't leave me. Stay with me. I'll be right back.
You can do it. Don't stop. Ed Montgomery. Come on. A new way of thinking. Transform your mind. Straight from the vine. Fresh new wine.
All right. So it always gets down to money. Now, I don't dislike money. I don't hate money. I like money like anybody else. However, it is the way I think about money. I have to make myself think and look at things differently, because it has always bothered me about money. Where does money come from? How do we get it? What do you make it? No, I don't make money. Or what do? You earn money. Where does money come from? Money is all over the planet, but you're asking, how do you get it? Now, some people consider that the essence of prosperity preaching. Whenever a preacher talks about money, they're coming after yours. Now, I don't always get it, because I think people are much smarter than that. Black people definitely are much smarter than that. There's a lot more people out there who are very slick at talking you out of your money. They got startup programs, startup businesses. They got other things that they're doing on YouTube, programs that they've got that they want you to support. They've got behind the scenes, they've got their paywalls. You've got major black voices out there saying, send us your subscription, send us send us $25 a year, $50 a year, send us this so we can keep bringing you quality this, quality that. What are they doing? They're selling their program. They're selling what they have. They're telling you what they have makes sense, so that if they can show you that they're making sense and that they are worthy of your contribution, they consider, that's what they call abundance. In other words, that's why you should give to them, because, I'm sorry, I dropped my tea. You're worthy, they're worthy of your contribution. This is what, if you're in business, then you have to be able to make a product that says to people, can you use this? Does it make sense in your life? If this makes sense in your life and you can use this, buy this. I make it, I got a good price, and everything else. And that's why people say, send this, buy this, click this button, so that it helps me to keep doing what I do, and at the same time, this will benefit you. It is a mutual exchange. That's why you understand now what is money. Money is not currency. Money is different. Here's the way I look at it. If you go to just a normal everyday job, somebody got a sign up in the window that says hiring $15 an hour. And you go inside that place and you say, listen, what kind of job you got? What is this? Is it flipping burgers? Working in a stock room? Working in a store? What is it that you do? Can I sell merchandise or whatever? And that person says, well, it's entry level. You'll work in the mailroom, but if you're good at what you do, you can move up, and maybe you can work on the second floor. You're in the basement now in the mailroom, but maybe you can move up to the first floor. You might become a clerk at the desks up there. Then maybe you can become someone's assistant if they see you and get to know you and everything. So you're saying, okay, how much do I get? You get $15 an hour. Bam. So you accept it. And they shake your hand. Okay, we agreed. $15 an hour. I'll see you tomorrow morning. 8 o'clock, you work from 9 o'clock, you have to be here at 9, work from 8, 9, 10, 11, 1, 2, 3, 4, because they're going to give you this hour lunch, you're going to work from 8 to 5. Okay? All right. So here's my question. How much are you worth? Well, I'm worth a lot. You're worth more than $15 an hour, right? Yeah, when you look at how you take care of the kids, how you raise your children, the input you give, where you went to school, you may have a college degree, you may have a master's degree, but you need money right now. So what do you do? They're not paying you what you're worth. But right now, you don't have anything. It's zero, zip. So what you do is you decide to negotiate a portion of not just your worth, because you can't, a human worth, you cannot calculate. That can only be calculated by what I call the creator. But what you're saying, this is what I will negotiate for. If I could get 18, 19, $20 an hour, I would. But right now, I got bills today. I don't feel like pounding the pavement another 3 or 4 days because this bill coming due in a couple of weeks. If I get this job, I can at least maybe I can go ahead and catch up on some of my bills. Then I can, while I'm doing this, send a resume out, look for something else. So you take $15 an hour. Now, in that $15 an hour, what are you giving up? You're giving up your time, right? Yeah. You're giving up your education. Well, it don't take much education to pass out mail from the mail room. Well, no. Well, yes, it does. You got to read. You can't just keep dumping. Somebody going to complain that you keep giving them the wrong mail every morning. So you got to be able to read. You got to be able to sort, or whatever that job requires. It may not be much education, but it's enough for you to keep that $15 an hour going. So now we have education. Now we have time, an hour of your life, education. So you got time, education. What else does it take? I don't know. Energy. Okay. You didn't have much energy. You didn't have no breakfast this morning. So you getting in there, so you pushing the mail cart very slow. Well, sir, you're going to have to speed up. Mr. Montgomery, you're going to have to speed up the mail cart. Okay. All right. Okay. And you're down along. You can't wait till lunch, so you can go get you something to eat so you can have some energy. So you overeat now, you're sleepy now, your energy. Well, Mr. Montgomery, you're going to have to pick up the pace because people are complaining they don't have their mail. So the next morning you get up and you said, let me find something to eat. Well, you got to pay for what you want to eat, so that you ain't got no check yet, so you got to do the best you can. I don't know, go find you some yogurt, go find you something, a granola. Anyway, you got to get something. So now you need energy. Energy, you've got time. You're using your time. You're using your education. You're using your energy. I've got some others, but we haven't gotten there yet. But all three of these so far are intangible. Don't go nowhere. Stay right with me. Stay right with me. I just want to ask you to do one thing for us. And that is, if you like this, if this is causing you to think, open up your mind and rethink some things, you can help us by helping us do what we do. And here's what you do. You can text to give, and that's 713-742-2035. 713-742-2035. That number's on the screen. You can put the text amounts, $7, $8, $9. I like using those numbers. Whatever you want to give in there, that you say, you know what, this helped me. However you feel you want to give, what you see in it, how it has helped you. Or you can go to myalc.org. That's myalc.org, myalc.org. And you can hit the donate button. It'll come to a screen. It's verifying things. It's perfect. It's safe. It's secure. And you can make a contribution there. All those different things are there. We are a nonprofit organization. And of course, it's all tax exempt things of that sort, while we still have those things. All right? Okay. Now, let me get back. And you can go back and find out what I was talking about. What I was talking about is having a job in the mailroom for $15 an hour. And so what it took is giving up an hour of your time to get that $15. It's giving up an hour of your education to get that manifestation of your education for that $15. And it's giving up an hour of your energy for that $15. Now, I'm not going to go any further. There are two others, but I'm not going to go into that because after we reach a certain financial level or we start doing other things, is when those other things will come into play. All right? So when you get your check, what you're looking at in that check, or if they deposit in your account, and you see a certain amount of money that you've accumulated for 40 hours a week, what are you looking at? I'm looking at my check. You're looking at more than your check. You're looking at the equivalent of what you negotiated for based on your 40 hours, your energy, and your education. You negotiated those three things for $15 an hour. Well, that doesn't seem like it's worth anything. Well, it's worth something to you right now until you can change it. So right now, it's meeting a need. And that need is called abundance. And that need is abundance getting you through. The demands upon your time and on your energy, now you doing what you're doing is creating abundance to be able to meet the needs, to pay the bills, to buy you something else that you can give you more energy, to be able to get a little bit more so you can get an additional certification online. I remember when I worked at a bank years ago, banking is totally different than what it was years ago. Those were tellers. You had stamps in your hand, boom, 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 boom. That's a whole different thing. And what happened is you would start lock off in the mail room. And then what you would do, you would learn, you would take courses, banking school. You would go and get the books and you would go to a course, 1 hour course a week at a school, and you would go to banking school within that same particular bank. And when you got your certification, they would raise you up. They would take you a little bit higher. You could get into a teller downtown where everybody, then when you got finally you might get your branch, then you get your assistant license and you can become an assistant manager. You can just go up, up, up the ladder. All forget that now. Forget that now. The government you got in place right now does not play fair. So you're going to have to understand exactly who you are. The government right now wants to cut your hours down because they want to say you don't have the education, even though you have an abundant education. But they want to say your education is not worth $15 an hour. If they can get you to believe that, you will stay $15 under person. That's where the next level. That's money, ladies and gentlemen. Money is time. It is energy. Money is education. When you go to college, you got to figure it out. When I go to college, what can I make after college? How much can I make? Can I make enough to pay these student loans? How long is it going to take me to pay these student loans? You got to calculate sometimes some of these things. And am I going to be 58, 60 years old before I pay off my student loans? When do I move into that level of abundance to where I'm now paid off the student loans and I'm now beginning to make a profit from my education? And then how long before the investment that I make? And you ask yourself the question, oh my goodness, what kind of world? Now you begin to realize they're building a different world around you. People are doing things and creating a world that does not make sense, that's designed to steal, rob, steal from you. So now you're going to have to think differently. And in order to think differently, there's another word that's coming out. You're going to have to create. Listen, I don't want to bore you here. People might call this prosperity preaching or prosperity teaching. I call it abundance. And I think when we understand that and realize that when your ancestors who were on plantations and brought over from Africa, that before that they had a different idea of who they were until they were brought here. If they can steal your mind, they can steal your currency, because currency became black skin. Black skin became currency. This is why we understand something inside of us. We cannot let them carve anything out of us. Money is our education. It is our time and energy, and it's several other things. I just don't have time enough to go into it today. I'll see you next week. All right? Good. Where do we come from? What's our purpose? Whatever it is on the verge of happening for your life. But we make it happen for our lives by making it happen for others. This is a platform where we speak, where we talk, where we educate. It is history. It is spirituality. All of these things we do. But in order to make the lives of other people better by letting them know they are better inside when other people are telling them they are not. Here's what you can do to help. Take a moment and you can send on your text just a small gift. I shouldn't say small, because those gifts are big when they all come together. $7, the number of completion. $8, the number new beginnings of new beginnings. $9, symbolic of foundation. And $10 of something great is about to happen, like in 2026. 713-742-2035. That's our text to give. Or you can use myalc.org. myalc.org. That right there, hit that donate button. And I promise you one thing, no matter what you give, you will remember it inside of you. And when something comes back to you, you will say to yourself, I know where that came from. I gave my love away. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, don't forget to subscribe to my channel.